Today, we're diving into a hidden feature in Windows Server 2025 that could seriously make you rethink the need for all that expensive, dedicated networking hardware. Yeah, we're talking about turning your server into a surprisingly powerful router.
Okay, so let's just start with a super basic question. When I say the word router, what's the first thing that pops into your head? It's probably a little box with some blinking lights, right? A piece of dedicated hardware.
And look, you'd be totally right. The textbook definition is just that, a device that forwards data packets between networks. It's basically the traffic cop of the internet, making sure all the information gets to where it needs to go. Simple enough.
But what if a router looked, well, like this? A completely standard server. I'm not talking about some specialized network appliance, but the same kind of server you might already have running your applications. And this is where the old rules of networking start to get interesting.
See, hiding inside Windows Server is this powerful and honestly often overlooked feature. It can do the really demanding job of a network router, but it does it with all the extra flexibility and smarts of a modern server OS.
So here's the absolute crucial point. Windows Server 2025 can be set up to act as a powerful software-defined router. We're talking about taking a general-purpose operating system and turning it into a specialized networking powerhouse.
So, how in the world does a server actually learn to be a router? It's not magic, I promise. Let's take a look inside the engine that makes this whole thing possible.
The key to all of this is a feature called the Routing and Remote Access Service, or RRAS for short. Now, it's been a part of Windows Server for a while, but in 2025, it is more powerful than ever. Seriously, think of it as the central nervous system for all your networking tasks, from just routing traffic to handling secure remote connections.
So, what can this server-turned-router actually do? Because it's not just some basic replacement, it comes packed with a full suite of modern networking tools. Okay, let's break down what's actually in this toolkit. It can manage traffic between all the different segments of your local network, like different departments or floors. It can act as a secure VPN server, so remote employees can connect safely using modern protocols. It provides NAT, which we'll get to in just a sec, and it leverages software-defined networking for some incredible flexibility. This is a really serious set of features for any router, let alone a server. All right, let's quickly demystify one of those terms, NAT, or Network Address Translation. The absolute best way to think about it is like a receptionist in a huge office building. Everybody inside has their own private extension, right? But all the mail, both coming in and going out, goes through that one main reception desk, which has the single public street address. That's exactly what NAT does for all the devices on your network.
And don't think this is some slow, clunky software solution. A huge benefit here is performance. By using features like accelerated networking, it can actually offload work from the main processor. And what does that mean? It directly reduces CPU overhead and latency. In other words, you get faster, more efficient routing.
Okay, this sounds powerful, but is it a nightmare to set up? Let's look at the blueprint for this transformation. I think you'll see it's way more straightforward than you might think.
It really just boils down to 3 core steps. First, your server needs at least 2 network cards, one for each network it's going to connect to. Second, you just go in and enable that RRAS role we were talking about. And third, you configure the routes, which is basically just telling the server how to direct traffic. That's the foundation of it all.
So now, let's get into why Windows Server 2025 is such a game changer for this. It's not just about what it can do, it's about how it does it. Smarter, faster, and a whole lot more securely.
Let's just look at the key upgrades. Where configuration used to be this manual, super error-prone process, Server 2025 brings in Network ATC for automated, consistent deployment. Security gets a huge boost, moving from basic firewall rules to really sophisticated, software-defined policies. And instead of being a siloed piece of hardware, it's built to integrate smoothly with cloud platforms like Azure.
Let's just zero in on that Network ATC feature for a second. Its main job is to enforce consistency. When you're managing a whole cluster of servers, making sure every single network setting is identical is absolutely critical. Network ATC automates that, which is just massive for reliability, and it cuts down on those little mistakes from manual setup.
So, after all is said and done, what have we actually created? We've taken a standard, everyday server and given it this powerful new identity on our network.
And the key takeaway is this. It's not just a server anymore. It's a truly versatile networking hub. It's a flexible, software-defined core for your network, capable of handling complex routing, security, and remote access all in one box.
Which of course leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. As software becomes this powerful and this deeply integrated, is the era of dedicated, single-purpose network hardware starting to come to an end? It's definitely something to think about as we move deeper and deeper into a software-defined world.